Hello, everyone. Let me see.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know if we're live yet. Let me, because
It said the broadcast was live.
on my phone, it's not showing it. It's showing this.
Okay, you're live. You're
I
live.
am.
Yeah.
I'm live. I'm
Yes.
live.
Hooray!
Okay. I guess it's my phone. Hi, guys.
Maybe refresh it. Because
Okay,
that's what I
cool.
had to do.
Welcome to the Great Westerosi Debates, everybody. I'm Nettles. This is Westeros and Chill. Please introduce yourself.
What's
Plug your
up?
channel.
My name is Kim. My channel is Westeros and Chill. I actually am going to be posting another video later this evening. It was supposed to be out by now, but you guys know how it is. Come on.
Hey, Finch. Hey, Chantel Williams. Just wanted to shout you guys out. We also have Maester Tehn. Maester Tehn, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tehn. I make a bunch of art that nobody buys. I'm just kidding. But I have fun with it, and I am obsessed with A Song of Ice and Fire, so this is fun for me. And also, I'm just a huge green hater, so I'm biased. So I'm sorry
You
in
guys,
advance.
LML himself. Sorry to cut you off, Tim. LML himself, David Lightbringer is in the chat. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
We're so
Hello.
official now. Oh my god.
Well,
The
David
only
is
thing
right,
that
yeah.
would make me happier
Talk shit
is
about
if
Alicent.
somehow Quinn joins, because he's like my
Yeah,
favorite A
bring
Song of
Quinn
Ice
in
and
here.
Fire YouTuber. Sorry,
Are
no
you
one
in
will
Alt Shift
touch
X
him.
too?
This is so awesome. I love the support and the fandom. We can all be nerds together.
Yeet.
So I just want to let everyone know that this is a spoilers stream. So if you're not trying to be spoiled from the books or our predictions for the rest of the show, this is your chance to leave because we will not be holding our tongues. All right. With that said, I'm just going to go quickly through the rules. This is going to be debate style. So basically, how it's going to be is the moderator, Maester Tehn, she's going to ask us a question. I'll have 1 minute to answer. Westeros and Chill will have 1 minute to answer. After that, we have a chance to counter each if we had like a point that we wanted to make. After that, it's up to Maester Tehn to decide each round who had the best points. And she will award us 1 point each. At the end, we'll tally it up and see whether Alicent won or whether Rhaenyra won. I said that weird, whether Rhaenyra won. So let's get started.
Oh wait, disclaimer. I am Team Black till the day I die. Just letting everybody know. Don't hate me. I'm just playing the Alicent advocate.
Yeah, someone has to do it. I'm sorry, you guys.
Sorry,
It's a
somebody
hard
has to do it.
it's a hard thing to just like advocate for something you don't even agree with.
But George writes
Yes,
it
but
in
I
a
will
way
do it.
where you can find that commonality. But all right, take it away, Maester Tehn.
Okay. Actually, I will be right back because I forgot to get my pen. So
Okay.
give me a second. Yeah, to like keep the score.
Okay. Typical
Well,
Maester.
let me just introduce while she's gone. This is Sea Smoke. And she was a big star this week. Oh, I'm so happy. That was so cool, you guys. So cool.
Wait, what happened?
When Sea Smoke saved the day. This is my ball python Sea Smoke, one of many, honestly. But I'm using her. Oh my gosh, she's hissing at me right now.
Why? Because you're talking so loud?
What?
Because you're talking so loud, the vibrations?
Well, I think it's because she's about to shed. That's why she's like hiding her face. I can't even get her to bring her face out. There's a little tongue for you. Little tongue action, guys.
Well, maybe she'll get more comfortable.
Hopefully.
Okay.
All right.
I'm back.
Are you back, Maester Tehn?
I'm back.
Woo! So everyone, yes, that was Sea Smoke. Tell them what you do. Why you're not just a crazy snake lady. That you actually
Right.
You can be a crazy snake lady.
I actually have worked with animals and also in the entertainment industry for a long time. I used to work at the Reptile Zoo, also known as Prehistoric Pets Online, for like several years. And we did all sorts of, like, I done commercials. I was like the reptile wrangler behind the scenes, kind of like the guy on Jackass. Actually, I've worked with that actual guy, Jules, before in the newest Jackass movie, the guy that has all the spiders and the snakes.
Oh, dang.
And so I was kind of like that person. We've done America's Got Talent. We've done like P. Diddy videos, commercials, and stuff like that. But I also, I don't do that anymore, but I still love reptiles, and we still have our own little breeding business too. So I consider myself like a type of dragon master.
Of course, a reptile master. Yeah, all of that. You'll be the ones to give us the master class on what's really going on with these lizards. But I just want to say, Claire just shouted you out. She says, "That's a snake on her neck." Oh my God. Dornish girl live on the stream. I thought that was clever.
Yep. Hold on, let me see this chat. Oh wait, I have to put it on my phone. Okay.
All right, Tehn. I guess you can pick who goes first.
Okay. I honestly don't know how to pick. Chat, would you like to pick? Because I'm an indecisive whore.
Yes, chat. Put a green heart if you want Alicent to go first, and put a black heart if you want Team Rhaenyra to go first. Let me keep my...
You guys both look so pretty. Usually that's like my decider, but you guys both look pretty, so like, I don't know. Who do I pick?
Thank you. Mwah. I don't see any hearts.
I see one heart. I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's your black little
never
heart.
mind. Now Lightbringer's
green.
sending a green.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Alicent, go first.
Okay. I'll go first.
Alicent. Here's your question. Here's your question. Who better exhibits the qualities of a best friend? Essentially, who would you personally want to be best friends with? And your time starts now.
So I believe that Alicent Hightower exhibits all the good qualities of being a great friend. You know, she was supportive of Rhaenyra. She never talked about her own problems. She always put up with Rhaenyra's stuff. And, you know, I know that she married the dad and everything, but when the king tells you to keep a secret, I'm sorry, that's literally the law. You have to keep the secret. So in regards to who would be a better friend, it's obviously the better listener, the one who's more emotionally supportive of her friend and more intuitive to other people's needs rather than her own.
The doctor is here. You still have 20 seconds if you want to.
So also, well, that was basically all my points.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just going to rest my case at that. I like all the points I made.
Yeah, that's fair. Would you like to take your turn, Rhaenyra? Side Rhaenyra. I don't know. Do I call you by your name, Nettles, or do
you
I?
You can just call me by my name. Yeah.
Okay. Nettles, it's your turn, and your time starts now.
Okay. Why would I rather be friends with Rhaenyra? Number one, she has a dragon. She always fights for what's right. You know, she's not the friend that's going to give you bad advice. She's going to tell you the truth. She's open-minded. As we're going to see in the future, she's going to hang out with a whole bunch of gay people. In the book, she hangs out with Mushroom. She has all these different people in her life that give her just a well-rounded experience where she's not just like a little goody-goody like Alicent. She's also smart. We saw in that episode 1 how she had the things that Alicent was studying, she had already memorized. She's also bilingual. You need a bilingual person in your corner. But most of all, she's fearless. She mounted her dragon at 7 years old. This is the type of person that I would want to be my friend. If I need a ride somewhere, I'm late. Hey, could you pick me up on your dragon? I can't be late or I'm going to be fired. So I rest my case at this. Rhaenyra definitely exhibits the best qualities of a best friend.
Okay, that actually lined up perfectly with how much time you had. I gotta say, I love
what about
the
rebuttals?
Points.
Do I get a rebuttal?
Do you want a rebuttal?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So if somebody with a dragon makes a good friend, then why are dragon lords so famously temperamental and isolate a lot of people around them? They're on a whole other pedestal of their own. Who wants that kind of snobbiness in your life? As far as the ride, sure. that's a good point and everything. But also, I mean, if you are running the place like the high towers, where do you need to be? Who's going to fire you? Nobody. So then we also have the fact that, let me see, there was one more point I was going to make there, but I think I made my rebuttal pretty clear.
I'm going to ask this question to both of you guys because I feel like I either didn't get it or you didn't say it, but would you want to be best friends with Alicent? Would you want to be best friends with Rhaenyra?
Yes, that was definitely part of my answer. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be best friends with Rhaenyra, hands down.
Are we talking like me as a person or me for the point I'm arguing?
For the point
I don't even know. Like, I mean, I both. I thought both.
So I would not exactly ever want to be friends with somebody who had sex with my dad.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
But unless
okay,
it's my
just
well, like in this hypothetical,
even though that's
you're not
to the
Rhaenyra,
point.
so you don't have to worry about that aspect.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Right. Unless I'm Rhaenyra, I don't have to worry about that. She's an otherwise excellent, seems to be an excellent person, great listener, very sensitive and attentive to people's needs, always a people pleaser. It's always great to have those friends to lean on and listen to you.
Yeah.
Other than a fiery, temperamental emo girl who listens to the same song on repeat and doesn't want to do anything that anybody else wants to do.
Okay, that sounds like me.
Okay, I have no rebuttal.
I was about to ask you that. Damn. Okay, I can't forgive the fucking the father thing. I'm sorry. Great friend, Rhaenyra. Great friend, Alicent. Except Alicent was like, I don't have a choice. I have to fuck your father because, like, I'm a woman in this society, and my father's putting this pressure on me. I don't know. So that point goes to Nettles.
Woo!
Just because
Awesome.
it's not even the argument. It's just like something Alicent did, and that's just like a big best friend no. At that point, you're not my best friend. You're my worst friend.
Dude, I'm trying to argue the impossible for Alicent
I know.
in this particular scenario.
She started like
you are
these
correct.
questions are hard, like especially for Alicent.
All right, next question.
Next question, and this time, Nettles, you can answer first. The question is,
wait, we didn't do it. Our little cheers. Let the games begin, even though they already began.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Okay. I'm supposed to drink when I cheers, huh? I'm worried about my clothes.
Yes, Jeremy, you're correct. That's the deal breaker.
All right, next question.
Next question. Who is the better mother, Alicent or Rhaenyra? And your time starts now.
Well, we see that Rhaenyra actually becomes a mother before Alicent because she's a mother to Syrax in a way. Anyone who has a pet knows that motherly bond that you develop even if you are underage, because you have to care about something else on that level. So look how Syrax is flourishing under her motherhood. Now, if we skip to the future, Rhaenyra actually starts a war over the death of Luke. She doesn't let anyone talk about her kids, and she's made of such great stock that all of her kids are dragon riders. As you know, in Targaryen families, just because you're born with the last name Targaryen doesn't make you a dragon rider. You have to have the magic X factor inside of you for a dragon to bend its neck to you. And she's such a good person, and she's such a good mother. She's raised all of her boys to be, for lack of a better word, strong, but strong enough to claim dragons themselves, like she did at 7 years old. So she's the better mother.
Your time's up. Okay. What is your answer, Team Green? Your time starts now.
Tell me when to go.
Now.
Okay, so when we're talking about who's the better mother, I think for one, we need to consider responsibility. Alicent has an unwavering sense of responsibility. She always has. She is responsible for everybody else in her life. She carries that weight on her own. That is truly a sign of being a good mother. Now let's also talk about Rhaenyra's sense of responsibilities. because she's constantly running away from them. Let's see. It wasn't very responsible to go have bastards with a strong that you're not married to, right? That's not very responsible for your son's safety. It's not very responsible for their station. It's not very responsible for the realm. Let me see. What else? Alicent was always with her kids in the Red Keep having their concerns first. Was her concern about her having power? Was that letting her get in the way of what she was doing for her kids? No, because she wanted the best for her children. She wanted her son and daughter to be a king and queen. She also didn't let her kids all die due to
Your time's up.
being dragon riders.
Sorry.
Did you say the time was up?
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I want to ask another like follow-up question for Alicent specifically, which is, but how were you as a stepmother, ma'am?
well, a stepmother, you might say, is very different from being just a mother. I mean, there's a whole other level between you. But also, you can see Alicent making every effort to try and reconnect with Rhaenyra. She says, like, it doesn't need to be this way. Like, we can try to just talk about this, move past it. Rhaenyra was a little bit snotty. She's like, no, talk to the hand.
I mean, like,
you know, actually, that scene kind of reminded me of this scene with Joffrey and Tyrion when he's like, tell the hound to tell Sir Lancel to tell Tyrion this. Well, tell Sir Lancel to tell the hound this. So that would be the answer to mine.
I would like to rebuttal.
Okay, here, your time starts now.
Just on that point of Alicent not being a very good stepmother, which means that her love for children only extends to children that either come from her bloodline or can better her position that she can use as political pawns. So yeah, when it came to her children, she was a mother. But when it came to Rhaenyra, someone that looked up to her, I feel like her attempts were very hollow. In that scene from the show, you can see she's like, oh, Rhaenyra, it doesn't need to be that way. And then literally 30 seconds later, she's already waving her power in Rhaenyra's face, talking about the queen commands you to do this and that. So it's like, sure, she puts an effort to connect with Rhaenyra, but how far does it extend? And how genuine is it to where someone like Rhaenyra doesn't fucking buy it? So Rhaenyra's love extends to children that look like her and children that don't. Her love extends to all manner of monsters and beasts, like a freaking dragon is her child. And then her love even extends to dragon seeds for a time.
Okay. So I would have a rebuttal to that. If you want to time me.
Yep. Go ahead.
So my rebuttal is, how much do you really love your children when you let them get killed by your own dragon? How much of a child is your dragon to you when he eats, or not eats, but throws your own son off its back? It's not the same thing as a kid. Also, Alicent prays at the altar of the mother, who is the mother to everyone. She clearly has always had motherhood as a first priority, which I cannot say for Rhaenyra.
Okay. Tehn, who wins? Who gets the point? And audience, y'all better call out the moderator if she's not picking the right. Talk some damn shit. Talk some shit.
Okay. I gotta say, one thing that makes me want to give the point to Rhaenyra is mostly just that she's the one who started the war. She's like, it didn't have to happen. It needn't be this way, Alicent. She's the one who was like, hey kid, you want that crown? And he was like, you want me to steal my sister's birthright? And she was like, yes, right now, do it. And then he got his face burned. Bad mothering. Bad. No thank you.
Okay, well, Rhaenyra's kids took out her kid's eye. So what reason does she have to believe that her kids would ever be safe under Rhaenyra's reign as a threat to her?
Okay, maybe those kids shouldn't be stealing dragons. I don't know.
Is it stealing, or is it his right as a Targaryen sovereign prince to claim a dragon?
Anyways, before you say the winner, I just want to clarify some things. The doctor. So we are using all the information we have from episodes 1 through 3 as like our talking points. But for these questions, we're going to use some backup from the books whenever it makes our point, basically. We'll just flip flop. I did make the disclaimer that this is a spoiler stream. So we're going to be talking about every fucking thing. We're not holding back. So
Also, to
hope
be
that
fair,
clears it
we
up.
haven't gotten also to be fair, we haven't gotten enough information in the first 3 episodes to be able to just talk about debate only based on the show, So
That is true as well.
So who
I'm
gets
gonna
the
give
point?
that point to Alicent.
Okay.
Because I see it, I
Fucked
get
up.
it. I feel bad, mostly just because she did not want to fuck that king. Okay, she was forced to do it, and she was a decent mother to her own kids, and that's fair.
And Rhaenyra is her
She
same
tried.
age. I wouldn't consider her a child at that point.
Okay, whatever.
I'm trying.
Whatever,
This is really
audience,
hard
let it be
because
said that
my instinct is to just be like, fuck
they
Rhaenyra.
said
I mean,
that
fuck
Alicent is a
Alicent.
better mother. They said Alicent is a better mother than Rhaenyra. All right, next question.
Okay.
Hey, it's career or it's motherhood, baby.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jaehaerys was a terrible father. Let's be real, but he was a good king. So,
There you go. Career or parenthood?
Exactly. Next question.
I'm joking.
Who's the better wife? And your time starts now.
So I believe that Alicent is 100% the better wife to King Viserys. She has always done as he wished by the laws of Westeros. That's what a wife should do. She should have her husband's first, that should be her first priority, and then her kids, of course. And, she did everything she was told to do. Like we said, in Westeros, that's the way it is. A good wife is considered to be somebody who does what she's told, but she also does it with grace. In a great way, she shows love to Viserys. She cares for him his whole life, even though he's old and rotting. And even though she was forced into it, she tries to show a sensitivity and build a love with him. And I think that's really commendable, making her an excellent wife and queen. Do I still have time? Okay, so other ways she's still a good wife is she actually had sex with him, and that's gross. So that shows a lot of sacrifice that she's willing to give to her husband. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. Let me see. What else makes her a good wife? She's dutiful. She doesn't yell at him in front of people. That's a sign of a domineering personality, and that would be a bad sign in a wife. She, could actually bring herself to have sex with him. That's one thing that it's doubtful Rhaenyra ever did with Laenor, her husband. So I'm going to go ahead and rest my case there.
Okie dokie. Moderator Tim or Maester Tehn, are you still there?
I'm sorry. I accidentally muted myself.
That's what I thought.
Cool.
I thought I was going over.
Cool.
Yeah, because I was like, your time is up. But I think you didn't. I thought you didn't hear me. And I was like, oh, I'll let her finish. Okay. My bad. Nettles. You can start now.
Who is the better wife? Well, let me say, Rhaenyra's milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. She's never single for long. She always has men lined up for her, no matter what age she is. And why is that? Sex. What makes a better wife? It's sex. Rhaenyra has the advantage of having gay friends, like I said. In the books, they said that her and Laena and Laenor and all of them had threesomes for a reason. It means that she's open-minded. Let me tell you, the best advice I got about giving head was from gay men. See what happens when you open up your horizons? You get better at sex, and that makes you a better wife. Not to tell you, not even to even talk about how she accepts each of her husbands. Like Laenor wants men, she lets them. Daemon wants to fuck whores, she lets him. She's not a nagging type of person. She just finds a way to live with how that person is. And that's what makes her the better wife.
Okay, that's perfect because your time is up. Would you like a rebuttal?
I would.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead and give me a send-off here.
Oh, that was the send-off, but I will restart the timer. I need a different word for that. Your time starts now.
So, if Rhaenyra's milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, why did she have to sleep with Harwin Strong? Because she wasn't exactly making any kids with Laenor. I know he's gay, but, she also notoriously could not lose the baby weight. She was thick around the waist, and nobody really liked that. The whole city, in fact, said she's not the realm's delight anymore. She's gotten too thick for us. So I wouldn't call that a very good point at all. That's my rebuttal to that. But also, what kind of wife just lets her husband run off with whores? She
Thick
must not
girls
be
can
that great in
fuck
bed.
well too.
What?
Thick girls can fuck well too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why when she got thicker, everyone was like, "Okay, wait, she got so much better at having." I'm just kidding.
Hey, what more cushion for the pushing, right? That's what they
Yeah.
say, but I mean, it didn't exactly go too well for her. Her husband
Yeah.
ran away and abandoned her.
I mean, he died, but yeah,
Well, but he ran off with Nettles.
maybe.
A queen's words and a whore's work.
So I do have just a quick rebuttal.
Okay, go ahead.
I just posed the question when we talk about who is the better wife. I
Mhm.
did talk about Rhaenyra being very accepting of flexible with different lifestyles, going from monogamy to polygamy, whatever. But like I said, who would you rather go to bed with? Would you like to try to ride a dragon for the first time like Rhaenyra? Or would you like to go to bed with a nun like Alicent? Floppy fish.
We don't know her sex
That's all.
life. We don't
That's
know
my
her
question.
sexual
I
preferences.
mean, she
so-
That's
had
my
a good
question.
amount of kids. She can't have been that prudish.
Maester, who gets
I mean,
the point? Who is the better wife?
I have to say, the reason why Rhaenyra gets the point is because you said something that was straight up false, which is she did not honor her husband's wishes, especially the biggest wish, which is my daughter shall succeed me and sit the Iron Throne. So, like, that's a bad wife move. If you were just like solely in it for being a good wife, you would be like, whatever, man, my kid doesn't need to sit the throne. That bitch can do it. And my kid has no responsibilities. He can just go fuck whores for all he cares about. It's great. It's perfect for me. But no. So that point goes to Rhaenyra.
Dude, that was so hard to argue. You guys.
Thank you.
I did
Thank
not.
you for my justice.
I don't think any of the things I just said. Please don't think I actually think that. I agree with you guys, but I did my best to try to argue her there, especially when she let her husband's corpse
on the other
rot. side. Yeah.
But yeah. Also, I gotta say, I have to give Alicent credit for just wanting to have sex with such an older man. And also, dude doesn't have two fingers. It's like I would be freaked out. I don't know what's wrong with his fingers. What if it's contagious? Don't come near me with your anything. But she let him, and he fathered at least 2 kids on her so far. So, and
It
he lost 2
reminds me
fingers.
of
Just saying.
Yeah, it reminds me of Henry VIII, how he was notorious. Like, one of his wives just would not have sex with him because he smelled the wound on his leg that wouldn't heal for years. Smelled so bad, and he was all fat and bloated and old.
Nice.
Do you think I
That's
should give
what it reminds me
Alicent
of.
like half a
Wonderful.
point for that? Because like
I
I
love
feel
that.
bad that she has to do that. She's 15 and he's like so much older. It's just I don't know. I feel bad for her.
I'm glad they didn't make us watch any like actual like making out or
Right?
sex scenes between those two. I was like,
Like
"Please
I'm
don't make
like
me watch
so
that."
grateful for that. I would not.
Soon
Yeah.
come. Soon come. Next question.
Okay. Next question. Who is more brave? And who embraces traditional roles versus fights against it, and whether or not that's working for them generally in their timeline.
Like basically the two ways a woman can be brave, kind of in
Yeah.
this society, like
When
kind of
they're
like
afraid.
Catelyn's way, like the women's bravery.
And wait, who's supposed to go first? Westeros and Jill?
Nettles.
Nettles?
I go
Okay.
first this time. Okay.
Okay. And your time starts now.
Okay, so who is more brave? Definitely Rhaenyra, the one who charges into battle, versus Alicent, who I don't know knits, pours a drink. Rhaenyra is brave for charging into new territory. There has never been a female heir apparent, let alone a female on the freaking throne. She has to be man enough to deal with the matters of the male world, but still stay true to her freaking femininity. She is brave for saying yes to Viserys. Like, she could have just been like, no, I'm good. I don't want to be queen. But something about her being brave, sung out, of course, she can do it. She didn't have imposter syndrome, nothing like that. She is also brave for choosing duty over love. She did do what her dad said and married Laenor when everyone knows that she didn't want to, and that's a very more like a responsible kind of brave. So in every sense of the word, from claiming a dragon at 7 years old
Your
to
time's up.
her actual actions, she's way more brave than that hoe Alicent.
Hey, let's not name call, but I get it. I would
Watch
like.
it. I am the queen.
I love the crown. It's beautiful. It suits you.
So I didn't wear green. I didn't really have any green in my whole closet. That's how anti-green I am, guys. Okay, but I did notice
You burned
that
it in ritual.
I did know that Alicent wore all red in this episode. I really liked it, and so I decided to go all red and a crown, and also the Lannisters showed up, so I had to rep my second family.
But your red and like my red background and your red dragon, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, everyone who
Thank
comes
you.
to this stream will know whose side we're on without even listening to it. Would you like
now
to?
she's moving around too much.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to answer your turn?
Does she have to go bye-bye?
She's just trying to crawl away. Say hi. It's a real
She's
snake.
so shy.
So, I will answer whenever
Okay.
you say go.
Your time starts now. I wanted to give you a sec because of the
live snake.
Yeah.
Yes, the live reptiles. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Okay. So we need to consider first, what is bravery and what is bravery in the context of a woman. So as the beautiful Sansa said, courtesy is your armor. From, what is it? From porcelain to ivory to steel or something like that is the quote from the books. So that is exactly what Alicent exemplifies. She represents it takes more bravery as a woman to play the game while still staying in those narrow parameters of a masculine world. So I think she was really brave to do that. Also, one thing we have to keep in mind about Rhaenyra is she basically was born a princess with all this power and a dragon. So, also as Ned Stark says, a man can only be brave when he's afraid. What does Rhaenyra have to ever be afraid of? What has she been afraid of in her life? She's never been really questioned until, they questioned the succession. She's always been a princess. She's always been privileged. And Alicent Hightower, though she is from a high house, she is from the daughter of a second son. She is. Did I go
Time's
over?
up.
Yeah. Just like 4 seconds. You're good.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Would you like to rebuttal, Nettles?
No. Y'all already heard my point. Like, one and done, son.
Okay. I really like that answer about having to play the game within the very limited parameters and using your femininity and, the tools at her disposal. It reminds me of the Queen from Brave. I don't know if y'all have seen that movie. If you haven't, it's good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. I like it. And I feel like that queen exemplifies similar, power, similar strength, where she has to sit in those parameters and still play the game. And I'm going to give that point to Alicent.
That sucks.
I know. It hurts to
That's
do
really
it.
Crazy. I just want to see you claim a dragon at 7 years old. That's it. But yeah, Alicent gets the point. Brave.
Okay, but to be fair, most Targaryens claim a dragon when they're children.
They're privileged.
Okay, because Alicent Hightower is not privileged. She's suffering.
Not as privileged.
Missing meals. Oh, Shotty. Oh, Shotty's so skinny, missing meals.
No.
She looked like Belle in that last episode. That was so cute.
Oh, I said that too. She gives me Belle vibes.
Right? I also just loved the hairnet. I don't know. I'm like, this show is making me feel bad for her existence, but also I can't forgive her because I know what she turns into.
All right, next question.
Who is better motivated for what her goals are? And your time starts now.
Alicent Hightower is 100% better motivated for what her goals are because she has clear-cut goals. Rhaenyra can't decide whether she wants to be queen, based upon the show, of course. She can't decide whether she wants to be queen or fly away and eat cake. That reminds me of Marie Antoinette a lot, who says, oh, just let them eat cake. Who cares? Whatever. Alicent Hightower sticks to the plan, goes hard with it. And that's what she does. She knows pretty much, even though it's not exactly what she wants, she knows what's best according to her family. And that's what she does. She never loses sight of that throughout the entire story. And I think that makes her a lot more focused than the all over the place emo Rhaenyra.
Okay.
Rest my case.
Cool. Nettles, would you like to take your turn? You have 10 seconds still if you want to go, though.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay. Nettles, your time starts now.
So Rhaenyra's motivation is her parents. Her father named her out of love for her mother. So her mother was obviously a star snuffed out too soon. We all fell in love with her episode 1. I'm so glad they fleshed her out like that. But Viserys naming Rhaenyra is like a love letter to Aemma, basically saying that her death was not in vain, that her line would sit the throne and her line would be the line to continue. So that her death, that awful C-section, was for a reason, okay? So her mother's death and her father's promise from that death is motivation from her mother. And then we also have her motivation, which is the fucking law. Her daddy, who is the king, made all those lords bow, and they said with their mouths that they would follow her. So her motivation for everything she does comes from the greatest, purest love you could ever know, from a man to his wife, and then also from the fucking
Your time's
law.
up. Perfect. I love that answer. Would you like a rebuttal? But also, before you say whether or not that's true, I love that someone in the chat also said this. Marie Antoinette never actually said that.
Okay, I did know that. I am a total history buff too, and I read that, and I'm so glad that you said that. I'm just trying to argue my point.
I feel you. Yeah.
I wasn't counting on people being smart.
Also,
Thank you. I love that somebody
like,
said that too.
I feel like it would be hilarious if they actually used that in the show. That would be so hilarious. So would you like a rebuttal?
Do you have a rebuttal?
Good. Okay.
No rebuttal from me.
Yeah, I gotta give that point to Rhaenyra because like that was the law, and also just she was driven, she was clear. She didn't want it, it was thrusted upon her, and she was like, I'm gonna do it because that's what my parents wanted for me, that's the law. And she did it even though it put all of her kids in danger. Poor little sad girl, little emo.
Yes.
Wednesday.
And also, one of the favorite parts that I'm really most looking forward to seeing is when the guy comes and she's like, remind me again who my father named heir, and remind me again who bowed to me, because who did they bow to? Oh yeah, it was me. I'm the
queen. That was good.
Cannot wait. Mwah.
Also, I'm gonna miss Millie. She's so good as Rhaenyra. I don't know yet what I'm gonna think of the other actress, but yeah, Millie's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure, but there's somebody who I am sure about, and that's Olivia Cook, because I've seen her in other things, and she is
same.
Badass. I love her.
She is really good. And I didn't even know she was British until I saw her interviews, because I've seen her do like American roles, and her accent was like so good. I didn't even realize she's not American.
Peanut Gallery. Next question.
Yes, right. Fair. Who has the better team? And your time starts now.
So right now, currently in the show, Rhaenyra's team consists of 2. Cyrax and Kristen Cole. But that's a pretty badass team to have. I just feel like the bond that we saw in episode 3 between her and Kristen Cole is going to be enough where like they could take on the world just with their understanding of that. And then you add a dragon to the mix. We also see that also on her team is her uncle Daemon. Daemon is a family man, and you could tell that he will give up anything, get on his dragon, and go and help her if she is in danger. And then we know in the future she's going to have House Valerion, the richest house, on her side, on her council. You know she's going to have House Celtigar, Nettles, Adam the North behind her. So whether it's right now with the first 3 episodes or in the whole timeline, Rhaenyra always has the best squad with her.
Cool. 10 more seconds if you want to.
I
5,
don't need it,
4.
you boy. Cheer.
Okay.
I'm so New York right now. This is a New York wine, I guess.
Okay. And your time, Westeros and Chill, starts now.
So in regards to who has the better team, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead here to the Green Council, where the only person on her side was Lyman Beesbury, who gives a crap about him. So we also have Kristen Cole, who fervently went against Rhaenyra. So, I mean, he was on her side, and she isolated her allies. As a matter of fact, at every turn, even the people like Nettles, and Adam Valerion, who fought tooth and nail for her. They were willing to sacrifice themselves and their bodies for her. She still said, oh, who cares? Fuck them. Bring me their heads. Whatever. And then later, Rhaenyra has Daemon on her side. She loses all her sons due to her own a war of her own making, in my opinion. And then, Alicent has her sons. Aemon basically has Vhagar, the most badass dragon ever, except for Valerion the Dread.
5 seconds.
And he basically fought the whole war by himself. So
cool.
There you go. My time is up, I think, right?
I gotta say, just thinking about it politically, I think that the Hightowers have a better council, mostly just because they have maesters on their side, and they have basically a person who can help you with the PR in the realm. So that point kind of goes to Alicent.
I have what?
Yeah, mostly just because they have that PR on their team, and they have the maesters, and they have all this learned people on their team. Yeah,
audience, PR.
They have the maesters on their side, and the maesters can really they can give you advice that'll it'll impact the histories. It's not just they're not thinking narrow short time. They're thinking long term, so
trash.
it's unfair.
Alicent has a better team than Rhaenyra. Just remember,
there's a maester in every house in the realm, and
remember that was your choice.
Are following the faith of the seven.
Alicent has a better team than Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to preface this by saying I'm trying to be a fair judge, but I am a team black whore. I will die for my queen. I don't care.
Me
Next question, team black.
Me too. This is the character.
Next question.
Okay. All right, where am I?
We're at question 7.
I know where I am. Right. Who is the best dressed? I love this question. I love it. This is my favorite. Okay, your time starts now.
I think is it Nettles first though?
I think it's you because Nettles went first.
Because we landed on you.
So best dressed, I have to go back to what we were saying earlier about the gorgeous hairnet, the Belle vibes. I mean, she is perfecting fashion in Westeros. I seriously got reminded of Ever After, which was an amazing period piece kind of movie from a long time ago. When I saw her outfit, I loved the whole Renaissance thing, the hats. Anne Boleyn, by the way, her dresses look almost exactly like Anne Boleyn's dresses, and Anne Boleyn famously influenced fashion throughout throughout England in history. And also, the hats and her green dresses inspired 1,000 songs. Both Anne Boleyn and Alicent Hightower have that in common. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Queen is the best dressed in this scenario.
The Queen Consort, yes. Your turn, Nettles, and your time starts now.
Well, you already know the best dress is going to be Rhaenyra. Why? Because everything about her, even the way she dressed, is a political strategy. As you can see in all of her outfits, they're all long sleeve. That's strategic, regardless of the weather. And she doesn't show her boobies like Alicent. Alicent always has to show some boobies or some shoulders because that's all she is, a piece of meat. But Rhaenyra, she covers up. She dressed a little bit modestly so she can move, so she can jump on her dragon at any point in time. So she dressed modestly so that people can consider her mind instead of her body and her dead mother's dress. So not only does Rhaenyra dress modestly, but you can definitely tell that she's the fucking princess. Her clothes, even the most simplest of fabrics, is made in a way that's luxurious. There's embellishments. The colors are so rich. So even though she's dressed strategically, she still manages to dress beautifully where all eyes are on her.
Your time's up. But okay. See, this is a tough one because I love all women and all their outfits. And the only difference I can notice between the way Rhaenyra dresses versus Alicent is that Rhaenyra also likes to wear pants, especially when she rides her dragon, which I love quote unquote cross dressing before it was quote unquote allowed. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think? I love both of their outfits. I love both of their fashion. Who do you guys
Hey,
think should get this
you
point?
know
'Cause
what?
I
I'm
can't
gonna go
decide.
ahead. Who said this? Someone, Jennifer Slattery, team boobies. Okay. What's wrong with showing a little flesh? Are you not sex positive, Rhaenyra, who hangs out with all the gay people all the time? You're afraid of some boobies? Like,
Yeah, but
what
like
the heck?
in this context, that's a 15-year-old trying to make herself look older.
Okay. It's the
I do have
time.
a rebuttal. Now that you guys have talked so much, I do have a rebuttal.
Okay, go ahead.
My rebuttal is in this time, in medieval times, we know it's a patriarchal society. Hot
Mhm.
girls can't be smart. So this isn't 2022 where you can look like Pamela Anderson and have a PhD. The caveman guys can't compute that. So they compute if you're hot, you're something to be used. So Alicent showing your boobies and showing your shoulders paints you as something to be used because you're hot. And when you cover up, then they're forced to be like, okay, now what does she have to say? Because now I can't look at anything.
I don't know. Danny likes to like show some boobie, but she does it
Danny's
to manipulate
2022.
people.
Danny's 2022.
Hey, no, she's not. She's like year 300 or something.
Yeah, it's only 170 years after this, or well, technically, like what, 190 or something?
Plus, as a full-blooded woman, I love to see some boobies.
Well, David Lightbringer says that Nettles has made really good points, so I'm pretty sure that I win the argument for best dressed.
Hey, but I'm the maester here.
But hold on, but he also said Danny's different. She's transcendent like a goddess woman. I mean, yes,
you
I
can't
love
compare.
Daenerys, but you can't chastise one person for showing boobies and another person for the same thing.
Yeah.
What do you say, Maester?
Targaryen exceptionalism, I guess.
Maester, what do you say?
I'm going to give you guys both points because they both look hot and I can't pick.
I'll take it. All right, question
To be honest,
8.
You guys are actually tied.
I love what you said too about the cavemen not being able to, like, if you're hot.
with me.
Sorry, I just do. But also, like, it shouldn't be that way. You should be able to look hot and also still be smart. That's not like you're playing into the patriarchy there. I thought that's what Rhaenyra didn't do.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be in a patriarchal system and not respond to it in some way. Like, they're both responding to it in different ways. Rhaenyra is pushing against it, and Alicent is working with it and, like, kind of just trying to manipulate whatever's in her, arsenal. But yeah, it's they're not having fun.
Whatever,
Next
I was robbed.
question.
Question 8.
Hey, you weren't. You both got points.
You got a point.
Had to share it. Next
Look,
question.
I have to argue for Alicent. Come on. This is hard.
Question 8.
Yeah, Jeffrey's right. I do love boobs. Oh my god. Okay, question 8. Who has a better relationship with her father? Daddy issues much? Yeah, this is I'm gonna say both lose points in this one before you guys even answer, but your time starts now.
So this show showed a beautiful father-daughter relationship, I think, where Viserys is pulling a lot of the weight. He dares to consider Rhaenyra's happiness. Sorry, this is unheard of fathers in 2022, let alone fathers in medieval time, let alone fathers who are kings and literally have other matters to attend to rather than their daughter's feelings. But he chooses to attend to his daughter's feelings. He desperately misses her when she's not at events. He asks for advice from other people on how to deal with her when his efforts are lacking. And he tries very hard to include her in his new life. So like Viserys' love and flexibility as a father is what lets Rhaenyra be wild, be opinionated, and claim a dragon. So I think she has a really great relationship with her father. She still has daddy issues because you just get them. But I think this is a really good, healthy relationship.
Cool. And also, your time is up. Okay, your turn, and your time starts now.
So, when it comes to who has the better relationship with their daughter or their father, I mean, you made a lot of great points there, Viserys. So forward thinking, Viserys, this, Viserys that. He did so much great things as a
Talk
father.
about your own dad.
But how did? Do we need to mute you like Trump?
Okay, but your time is still running.
I
just
know.
FYI.
But how did Rhaenyra respond to that again? She yelled at him in front of people. She basically questioning his sovereignty as a king in front of his subjects.
No, you're supposed to talk about Alicent's relationship with her dad.
By comparison, yeah, but by comparison, Alicent listens to what Daddy says. Daddy might have some fucked up ambitions, but she is 100% with him on the same page. They communicate all the time. They are talking all the time with each other. He obviously also has the best interest in mind because he recommended Aegon marry Rhaenyra. He kind of foresaw all of that ahead of time and was trying to remedy it already. So he cares about his kids. And that would be where I rest my case because my time's up.
That's fair.
Even though you distracted
me. It's okay. Hey. I was trying to direct you back. I have to say the reason why I'm giving this point to Rhaenyra is mostly just because I don't, based on what we see in the first 3 episodes, I don't feel like Otto cares about his daughter, and like she doesn't want to be put in this weird situation where she has to marry her best friend's dad to the point where she's like fucking destroying her cuticles. That looks painful. And if someone with anxiety, we've all done that. We've all been there when we can't figure shit out. And I think that shows that she doesn't feel like she can be honest about what she actually wants with her dad. So not the best relationship. And I guess Rhaenyra has a little bit better relationship, even though the dad married her best friend, which is a big no-no on both parts.
All right, question 9.
Yeah.
Okay, question 9. Who had a better relationship with their mother? And your time starts now.
Well, I believe that Alicent Hightower had a better relationship with her mother just because she's constantly in there praying to the mother, trying to speak with her mother, always trying to get in touch with her. We don't know much, honestly. I don't know if this is an honestly fair question because we know like zero about Alicent Hightower's mom, but maybe that indicates something. Maybe that indicates there's not a whole lot of fucked up baggage that comes with that. Maybe she just loved her mom and lost her. And that's why she's always in the sept, always trying to talk to her. She even had to explain to Rhaenyra what to say to her mom. So I don't know. I am more inclined to believe that Alicent loved her mom, had a great relationship, and she lost her. And maybe that's the whole source of her fucked up family thing going on, right? Versus Rhaenyra, who was arguing with her mom in the scenes that were shown. She did care about her, of course. You know, God bless Queen Emma. I cannot argue against that. But, you know, Alicent did have to tell her like what to say to her own mom when she was praying and everything. And there was clearly a kind of thing going on there. So that's where I would rest my case.
I mean, to be fair, that might just be like her not having grieved somebody so close to her before, other than her dead baby siblings, I guess. I will be right back. Give me a sec.
Intermission. All right. Let's see.
This is hard.
Let's see what
this is really hard.
Toughen up. You can do it.
Hey, come on.
What the audience is saying.
Okay. It's Nettles' turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your time starts now.
So obviously, now that we've met Emma, we can see that Rhaenyra gets all of her good qualities from her mom: her intelligence, her humor, the fact that she speaks her mind and is like makes everyone comfortable around her. You could tell that Rhaenyra and her mom have like this healthy and easygoing relationship where she feels comfortable enough to be bossy towards her mom when she knows it's for her own good, and her mother knows to be receptive of that. That takes such a long time to build, to have that kind of rapport where like I still respect you as my mother, but in this moment I actually know what's best for you. So just that little moment like speaks volumes of the years of great positive experiences that built to that foundation where they had that kind of rapport. So it just made the Rhaenyra, having Aemma as her mother made Rhaenyra a better person. It stifled all that hot dragon blood.
Aw.
And that's all I've
Okay.
got to say about that.
Perfect, because your time is up. Would you like a rebuttal?
I would like a rebuttal.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
So again, how does Rhaenyra repay this beautiful rapport that her mother has with her, the wisdom that she's imparting that our battlefield is the childbed, these are your duties, these are your responsibilities. She repays her by kind of throwing it back in her face like, "Oh yeah, I'd rather be a knight. I'm an edgelord." So then she also kind of like, I mean, she does have concern about her mom and the pregnancy and everything, but I do feel like she's kind of sassing her mom a little. And to me, that indicates two people that are at odds with each other from the beginning. I mean, Aemma even sniffs her and goes like, "You smell like dragon. Come on. Can you do a little more to not disappoint me?" Versus Alicent, who's like wearing her mother's dresses. Okay. She is literally trying to be like her mom. That to me shows a better closeness with her mother and more in, that she's more in line with her femininity than Rhaenyra.
Okay, your time's up. Would you like a rebuttal, Nettles?
No thanks.
Okay. I gotta disagree. I feel like the reason why Rhaenyra felt comfortable enough to be like talk to her mother like that is because they had such a close relationship, and also we know for a fact that the king and queen doted on their daughter because she was their only living child, and I think that part of the reason why Rhaenyra is like not into the whole femininity and childbirth thing is because she saw how hard all of that was for her mother and just grieving the babies and the postpartum. That doesn't look fun to me. I would rather choose violence than want to have babies in that time. So yeah, I gotta say Rhaenyra seemed to have a better relationship. But to be fair, literally we don't know much about Alicent's mom. All we know,
Yeah.
like, we don't know any, like, that's sad.
That's what I said. Like, based on what we know, Alicent is praying to her mom every day and wearing her dresses.
I don't even know like how old
we don't know
she was
anything.
when she lost her mother.
How is
So, like,
that a
I
fair
don't
question?
know if she had any kind of relationship with her.
Who gets the point?
You get the point.
Woohoo! Make sure you mark it down.
Just
Mark
because
it down for
I
Nettles.
can't disrespect Aemma. I love her. She did not deserve that. She was on her way out. I will
All
never
right,
forget
question
this.
10.
Question 10. Who would Daenerys choose as an ally? I think we know that answer. Your time starts now.
Well, I believe that Daenerys would choose Alicent Hightower as an ally because look who else she chose as allies. The Tyrells, the Dornish, based on the show, we only know, right, what is in the show. We don't have the other books yet. But I think that she would definitely make the smarter choice and not choose somebody who's going to compete with her and her dragons and her Targaryenness, and rather she would choose somebody who can offer her a greater bond to Westeros, which is a land that she really hasn't been in much. Similarly to the Tyrells, Tyrion Lannister, and the Dornish.
Okay. You have 10 more seconds, or 20 actually.
The Hightowers could offer more money as well.
They do have that. And all the books. Would you like to take your turn, Nettles?
Yes.
Okay, your time starts now.
So Daenerys would surely go with a blood relative who can command a dragon. Like, that's exactly how she was drawn to Jon Snow. And also Daenerys and Rhaenyra have so much in common with their journeys and the things that they face. They could spend hours poring over notes and comparing technique. Also, Daenerys would finally stop feeling like a freak. She'll always be unique and one of a kind, but she's not going to be the only of her kind. She would feel that warm feeling of belonging and feeling normal that we all wish for once in our lives, where you are in company with people who are like-minded, who can do things. I could jump on a dragon. Rhaenyra's jumping on a dragon. I'm kind of spirited. She's spirited. I like to fuck multiple men. She likes to fuck multiple men. Like her, like they
And
just
women.
have
And women.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
So I just feel like that's who Daenerys would choose as a partner.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was a little bit confused about this question. I should have like prefaced this by the hypothetical that Daenerys would have them appear as weirwood
Yeah.
ghosts, because that's like the only way that makes sense to me. Because I'm a crazy person who needs parameters, and yeah, I think she would love to have Rhaenyra's weirwood ghost come and give her advice to just burn them all for fun, just for fun. Yeah, I think she would love to just talk to anybody in her family. I think she feels very lonely, especially after Viserys dies.
Rebuttal.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Sorry, your time starts now.
So you mentioned a good thing there about her feeling lonely and wanting to talk to her family after Viserys dies. So Viserys, who, abused her. Also, her dad was a mad king, a man she openly admits was evil. And then she meets Jon Snow, and based on, of course, the terrible show information that we have, she did not get along with him either when she realized he was a Targaryen and a threat to her. I think she wants to be the only dragon queen. And, look at in the books, the Mummer's dragon, any sort of dragon people are a threat to her. I think she would want to make friends with people who weren't like her because she's sick of her own goddamn family abusing her, being evil, losing their thrones, all of that. So I think she would definitely want that, the money and the books. There's my rebuttal.
Okay.
I have no rebuttal.
I feel like she does feel lonely in the books, though. I can't say about the show because I haven't watched the show since the season 8 because, it makes me want to throw up. I'm sure you guys share that feeling.
I could not rewatch season 8 on my recent rewatch. We didn't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's just sorry. It gives you all the icky vibes. Mostly just because like does D&D think that women in power just lose it? That's not how it happens. She was strong enough to not grieve her own child's death that much that she went crazy over Missandei. I don't know. I don't buy it. Sorry for ranting about the show.
Who got the
100% agree.
Who got the point?
I feel like based on the parameters I set up, the hypothetical where they would talk to her as, past queen ghosts of Weirwood, I think she would definitely prefer to hear from Rhaenyra over Alicent, mostly just because Alicent
But those weren't the parameters proposed by the question. That's not the prompt I was given to argue against.
The question was like kind of unclear because it just says who would Dany prefer on her team, but like that doesn't make sense to me because like how would that even happen? So I had to
just use your imagination. It's just just pretend.
That was my that's what I had to
universe.
do.
It's just a way to bridge Game of Thrones characters.
I know you're trying really hard. I appreciate
you. You ruined it.
I am. This is really hard, you guys. You're arguing for something you don't believe in. Yeah. And I love Daenerys.
Me too. I love her.
I love Rhaenyra.
Okay. So you wrote down my point, right?
Yes, I did. I love that that's like your priority. I love it. Queen behavior. Okay. Next question. Who wields power more responsibly? And your time starts now.
Let me go ahead and I'm going to answer this one with the voice of the dragon just because it's just too easy for me.
Okay. Do you want me to restart the timer?
No, I don't. I'm fine with the time. I'll just give you one example. Easy. Rhaenyra wields power responsibly when she chooses to spare the White Heart, even though it would benefit her more to kill it. Mic drop. The voice of the dragon.
I love it.
That's the only example I need. I could sit here and list all of her qualities.
You have like 40 more seconds.
I know. That's just the only example I need. I could sit here and go on and on, but on the 3 episodes that we saw, that is how she wields power. With mercy, with kindness, and she sees like why kill a being? That's how she wields power. Everything else is just icing on the cake.
It was just so pretty. Nobody would want to kill it. It was beautiful and not even trying to attack
I would
them.
kill it because I'm always trying to further my standing.
I would be the crazy person who would try to befriend it, and then it would just stab me with its antlers.
I would command Kristen Cole to kill it, and then I would come walking in, present it to everyone, and say, "Who doubted me, motherfuckers? Who doubted me? Here's the white heart y'all were looking for."
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
You done?
Yeah. I was just about to ask. Your turn, and your time
Okay.
starts now.
Okay, so you just said it yourself. What you would do was obviously kill the dumb deer. The dragon feeds on the deer and the sheep and the cows, right? All of them alike, or the horses, whatever. So why wouldn't she kill it? She would have, actually, a queen would truly have Sir Kristen Cole kill it, march it into camp, be like, here's my good omen to all the lords of the realm, because that's probably the smartest thing to do if you want to solidify your station. I mean, are we all vegans in this medieval society? Yes, it's a beautiful animal. It's still a deer. It's still the omen that came to you and was meant for you. I'm going to go ahead and argue that that thing came to her wanting to be killed, offering itself as a good omen. The other thing is she held the city. She held the city and she lost it to the commoners. That is not wielding power responsibly. She also allowed them to kill all her dragons, and in the midst of this, allowed her son to mount her dragon and die. That is not wielding power responsibly. End of story.
I have a rebuttal.
Okay, your time starts now.
Alicent is so shit at wielding power responsibly. You spend all your time talking about Rhaenyra and could not name any good attributes that Alicent would have and how she would handle power more responsibly. And that is my rebuttal, is how Alicent is lacking so much. Rhaenyra is more interesting to talk about with her failings or with her winnings.
Ooh. Would you like to try a rebuttal?
100%.
Okay.
I will go ahead and rebut.
Okay.
You want to time me?
Yep, your time starts now.
So, Alicent survived. She didn't get eaten by her brother's dragon. Her children, most of them, survived, right? The grandchildren survived. She survived. She's a survivor. She also, the city was way, way, way better under her power and her son's power than it ever was under Rhaenyra, which was utter chaos. So there's the real interesting stuff to talk about.
Interesting.
End of rebuttal.
Who gets the point?
I honestly feel like that's not a fair argument because she was holding the city in the middle of a civil war. It's not really her fault. Even if Alicent was holding the city in the middle of civil war, I feel like the commoners would be a little bit on edge because they don't care. They literally don't care. They just want you guys to pick someone and place them on the throne. They don't want war. They don't want to fight this. They just want to grow their crops and be left alone.
Claire said, "Tell that to Maylor." Tell that shit to Maylor. Who gets the point? Who wielded power more responsibly, Rhaenyra or Alicent?
Yeah, I feel like Alicent is just irresponsible because she's straight up. She's pushing for war. She's pushing for a war that didn't need to happen.
Did she, or was she trying to protect her children from a threat that she foresaw?
Well, I feel like the first blood was drawn by her, so I can't say that her children were under threat.
Aemond, not her.
We were all kids. That was
Okay,
a bunch
write
of
my
kids
point
there.
down.
I wrote it down.
Question 12.
Also, like the you can't control your kids even if you are super responsible. Kids are fucking feral. Let's be real. If you have a child, you know that.
As a mother of a son, I can agree.
Yeah. They're wild. Also, I feel bad for Aemon losing his eye, but like, dude's fucking annoying. Whatever. I'm so mean. It's okay. He's not a real person. I can be mean to him.
He's a fake character.
Yeah. In episode 3, who should have Sam the Bard obeyed? Who would have more power, the queen consort or the heir apparent? And your time starts now.
Well, I will go ahead and say what everybody else clearly was already thinking, which is that Aegon too is the heir apparent. That's everything in the laws of Westeros, everything in the history, everything in the precedent.
But specifically, we're talking about that one scene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, but I'm going to keep going because my time is running.
Okay, sorry.
So everybody was already questioning Rhaenyra. It was very, very clear. The realm knew what they wanted. And that's honestly the closest thing to democracy that Westeros has ever seen is the Great Council. So, they all knew what they wanted. And I think Samwell knew it too. Samwell knew that she was about to be supplanted as heir by Aegon too. And I think he should have paid attention more to Her Grace, the Queen. And it's not the queen consort yet, right? Because her son's not even named the heir yet. She's still just the queen proper.
No, I think that if you marry the king, you're just the queen consort.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Based on doing a bunch of research on the British monarchy, just because I hate them.
Okay, you did your research.
So
okay, and Nettles, your time starts now.
the heir apparent has a destiny that will have more power than the queen consort, bed warmer Alicent. See, Alicent can be divorced and discarded, but Rhaenyra's bloodline roots to Aegon the Conqueror. So her voice should be heeded over Alicent because Rhaenyra speaks with the voice of the dragon. Okay? Like I said, the heir apparent, who is Rhaenyra. Don't forget the lords who bowed and scraped and said with their mouths that they would follow Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra is the heir apparent, and like I said, her destiny. So sure, she doesn't have her kingship now, but her destiny will have her wielding more power than the queen consort bedwarmer Alicent. So if Samwell knew what was good for him, he would have heeded Rhaenyra in that scene.
Do you want a rebuttal?
I don't really have a rebuttal, but I am looking at the chat here. And hey, Lightbringer, you said it's calling it democratic is painful, but that Maester theory has not been proven in the canon. It hasn't technically been proven. I got to argue this point somehow. It is the closest thing that we could ever have to democracy at this point in time, which is just whatever king's deciding. I mean, at least this was a gathering technically of lords, right? That decided on something. The lords of the realm decided, they voted, right? A voting thing is a huge democratic thing. However,
yeah, it's not the peak democracy. Yeah, it's just the landowning
but
lords.
This is a point I'm arguing. Mm-hmm. It's not what I actually think. And by the way, I really truly believe in the Maester conspiracy, and I do believe it was their dog and pony show.
Oh, yes.
So technically I agree with you. But considering it's not been technically proven yet.
It's because they're really good at being slick. Those bastards know how to keep secrets.
They're sneaky.
I mean, y'all notice that when Aemma was going through struggles in her labor and she had the breech birth, the first person to be informed was Otto, not Viserys. That's sus to me. That's not cool.
Hey, yeah, no, what you said. They never released the vote. Say, 100%. I agree with you.
So who won?
Fuck, I forgot the question.
Trash. Who should Samwell the Bard have obeyed?
Oh,
the queen consort bedwarmer or the heir apparent?
Based on the hierarchy, currently, since Alicent is alive, regardless of the fact that Rhaenyra is the queen, Rhaenyra is going to be the future queen, Alicent is the current queen consort. So, these people, singers and all these people that work at court, have to know the hierarchy because they have to know who not to listen to and who to listen to so they don't get their head chopped off. So I feel like he did what he did. It makes sense. At the time, she was alive, so you have to listen to the queen consort regardless of whether or not you want to.
Wah. All right, so I get the point.
No, Alicent does.
Oh.
Because...
All right. Question 13.
Question 13. Who's more relatable to the modern audiences? And your time starts now.
I think, didn't I go first last time?
Oh, did you?
I think I did. I think
Okay,
it's Nettles.
Nettles,
It's
would
me.
you? Okay, my bad, Nettles. I should be keeping track of this, but I'm really forgetful.
It's me, Mario.
Okay, Nettles, your time starts now.
So Rhaenyra definitely speaks to the modern woman more. She's more flexible. One minute she's a hopeless romantic. One minute she's a dominatrix juggling levers. One minute she's soft and feminine. The other she's like stabbing a hog. So she's showing that a woman has a choice to be this or that or both. You could choose both, and she embodies both.
It
She's
reminds you of
the
someone.
woman who roars on Dragonback, but she's also the woman who's barefoot and pregnant with 5 sons and who smothers them with love and kisses like a good Jewish mom. Like
Aww.
just Rhaenyra represents it all. What we try to be, and as a modern woman, we try to be the yin and the yang, and the balancing the feminine and the soft. So I think she's great to see on the screen.
Yeah, I gotta say, I do see a lot of Rhaenyra lovers on the internet lately, like especially people who haven't read the books. They seem to love her regardless. Okay, Westeros and Chill, it's your turn, and your time starts now.
So, in this day and age, I am coming to resent the idea that a woman has to be tough and stab things and be super cool like Arya and kill the Night King, even though it's not in the canon, to be, like cool at all. Okay, we see this over and over. Oh, Brienne and Arya are so cool. Sansa sucks because she actually wears dresses and has a feminine nature. She has a much more feminine nature. And, like we talked about before, porcelain to ivory to steel.
I love that
woman's
line.
courtesy can be her armor. And that doesn't mean that she is not modern. It doesn't mean that she doesn't know what she wants. It doesn't mean that she has to act like a man to be cool. I just feel that I resent this whole thing of,
Your time's
a
up.
girl can only be a girl boss if she wears pants and stabs things. I don't like that.
Honestly,
I
I
have
feel
no
you.
need of a rebuttal.
You have a
Thank you.
rebuttal?
I have
Oh,
no
you
need
have
of a
no need of
rebuttal.
it. Okay.
Thanks.
I do gotta say, I get annoyed when people shit on Sansa because I feel like she deserves the same love as Arya. She's just fighting a different kind of battle. Okay, that's all. I love
Right.
her.
You don't have to be masculine. It's almost like unless a woman tries to be as masculine as possible but still looks hot, then that's what makes her cool versus these old-fashioned chicks who wear dresses and don't stab things and fight.
Sorry.
Like,
I have to read Vincent's comment. He says, Rhaenyra shanked a mofo like girls I went to high school with.
Oh my god. What high school did you go to? Are you
we went
safe?
to Van Nuys, obviously.
The kinds that had metal detectors when you
Only
walked
Southern
in.
Californians will probably
Oh
know.
yeah.
If you had a metal detector at your door,
You know, my high school didn't have that, but our high school literally got shut down one day because some student brought a gun to the school, and it was like in
One
his
day,
locker. Yeah,
at
it
my
just got-
school, they didn't even shut things down because a student brought a gun. They
Like-
just told him to go home. They said
that's
to the
solving
teachers,
it.
don't make waves.
So who gets the point? Who's more relatable to the modern audience?
Okay, I'm not even gonna have to decide this because I don't. I've seen the internet. It seems like people love Rhaenyra more than they love Alicent, and even though the show
Was
has
right.
made me feel a little bit more sympathetic
Beautiful.
towards
I love it.
Alicent. I have to give the point to Rhaenyra because I've seen the internet, and the internet has spoken. They love Millie. They love Rhaenyra. And they seem to be relating to her more. And I do agree, like women don't have to be all stabby and masculine to be loved by modern audiences. I love feminine, ladies. I love masculine ladies. I love all the ladies. Ladies are amazing. Can you tell I'm into ladies?
This is not the time for this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Write
bi
down my
too.
point. Question 14.
Or, I don't know if you're bi, but
I
I'm
am.
throwing that out there too.
This is not Tinder. You.
I know, but
Hey,
even
I'm
if it
married.
was,
Hey, you know what?
like I can't find someone on your live chat, I don't think.
You will.
Um
You don't be surprised.
oh, okay.
Hey,
Well, hit me
being
up.
bi doesn't mean you're like Oberyn where you have to have orgies all the time. I'm just throwing that
Yeah.
out there. It would be nice to see some representation of somebody who's just a normal
Oh
bi
my god.
person who just likes men and women.
Oh
Doesn't
my
mean
god.
the same thing as polyamorous. Okay,
Oh
there's
my
my
god,
rant.
you
I'm
should
done.
watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend because there is a bi character who is very monogamous and he's like awesome and I love him and he's totally not what the Hollywood likes to show, the overtly sexualized, unattainable bi woman. No, like
Yeah.
Hopealope is the only one with
Like
a
you have to be a
brain.
slut.
Hopealope is the only one with a brain. Hopealope says it's supposed to be based on the argument.
It's supposed to be based on the argument. I mean, like I heard the argument, but I also have to like answer the question, and the question is, who does the modern audience relate to? And I've seen it, and I don't know, just seems like I don't know. Like, am I not going to use real world evidence? Is that not allowed? I'm the maester. I make the rules. Hope I think.
Dang. But you guys also incited a bi riot in the damn chat.
That's all I ever wanted to do.
Everyone's like, bi legend, bi squad represent.
Yay!
Thank you.
It is a give a
Thank
point
you.
to
It would be
Maester
nice to have
Tehn.
like a good, accurate representation and
I
not just like slutty people.
I do have to say though, you guys are no longer tied. Um, just FYI. Okay, next question. Who makes life better for the High Lords? And just before anybody answers this question, I'm gonna say I am the Maester, and I'm not going to vibe with you if whatever High Lord you're vibing with isn't for the small folks. Just saying. Like if it's not making the small folks in their areas life easier, I feel like you're not
Just
doing your job.
just judge it based on the argument.
I'm
Yeah, judge it
trying.
based on the argument, not on ratings.
Wait, what ratings?
The ratings of the internet people talking about how much they like Rhaenyra.
Oh.
It's really hard for me.
Yeah, it's hard because I love Rhaenyra and I feel bad every time I give a point to
Horrible.
Alicent, but you are arguing
Let's
good points.
go.
Okay. Your time starts now.
Okay, so the High Lords of Westeros are, mostly what? They have the faith of the Seven. They don't marry their sisters. They don't come from Valyria. They don't speak Valyrian. They're living in fear underneath these dragons. And to be honest, I don't even know if that's all the way right. I think that the High Towers being in charge and the Targaryens marrying their family to the High Towers and having that stronger connection to Westeros really makes a lot of the High Lords' lives better because it's more in line with who they actually are. It's more Westeros. It is inherently more Westeros for the High Towers, one of the oldest families in Westeros, to have a say in the matter and have that perspective of having the faith that
5-second
their
warning.
people have.
Okay. Cool. Interesting argument. I like. Okay. Nettles, it's your turn and your time starts now.
So Rhaenyra definitely makes life better for the High Lords. Rhaenyra has shown that she can play nice and play the Game of Thrones. She did it by marrying for duty, unlike her father. See, her father didn't play nice. He didn't marry who he was supposed to. He married for love. But Rhaenyra actually played nice and married for duty. She brought the richest house into the fold by marrying into House Valerion. And it was a strategic move that should put all the player of the Game of Thrones at ease. Because when she married that house, it made them easy pieces to control, which is what the High Lords want for them to feel comfortable. We all know that life is easier for the rich folks when rich marries rich, because we all know that wealth begets wealth. So Rhaenyra proving to play the game makes life better for the High Lords.
Okay. Do you have a rebuttal, Westeros and Chill?
I do.
Okay.
I do have a rebuttal. Go ahead and count me up.
You can start now.
So, Rhaenyra taking over what does that do to affect the whole entire societal structure of the realm? Is she going to make women inherit now? Dorne at this point isn't part of Westeros, technically, right? They're not part of the realm. They're not part of the Seven Kingdoms where women inherit. And, a lot of the Westerosi High Lords, they didn't want that. Is it really a good thing to have to force people into submission for something that they don't believe in, for something that's not their customs and goes against their entire society? Is the oldest daughter going to go ahead and just inherit now throughout all of Westeros? Because that would probably piss a lot of High Lords off, such as the Baratheons, one of the oldest families. By the way, they have ties to the Targaryens too, and it still didn't make a difference to them. They wanted the sons, right? So I think that the best thing to do would be to go with the people that you're actually ruling and what they think rather than your own thing.
Okay.
End of rebuttal.
Do you have a rebuttal to her rebuttal?
No.
Okay. I like the wealth begets wealth answer, but at the same time, I have to give the point to Alicent because I think the High Lords are not really comfortable with dragon riders, and they would prefer to not
They're
be ruled
afraid.
by they're kind of mostly just letting Targaryens rule because they're like, what are you gonna do? Deal with? I don't have air nukes. I can't fight you. I'll just agree with you, I guess.
I guess I'll
So-
agree or die. Is that a great way to lead?
Not really, not really the best. But to be fair, the small folk and and all the people don't know that the dragons are necessary for a future war to come. And I feel like Targaryens should have just made that PSA public, like, hey, like we are not like super happy about the dragons either. Like, look at Viserys. He's like, dragons can't, like, we are not controlling them. The dragons are controlling us. Okay. And so let me just say, I'm not happy about it, but we have to have them in case the winter comes.
Yeah. Alicent makes life better for the High Lords. Who cares? Next question.
Okay. Also, just I think it makes the Westerosi feel more comfortable because of the faith thing.
Well,
Okay,
let me just,
next
before we
question.
move on from this point, I just want to say one quick thing is
Mhm.
that nuclear weapons can either keep the peace or they can cause great war. It's a double-edged sword. And the lords of Westeros were all fighting each other in these little wars and crushing the common people anyway before the Targaryens came along. That's what me as a person really thinks, not the character I'm playing. So, end of rant.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like it's forced chivalry. They don't want to be nice to each other. They want to fight over land and shit, but they can't anymore. Sorry.
But that's a good thing too.
Yeah. The small folk are
I'll
thanking
still
the
take the point.
Targaryens. Yeah. Who makes life better for the small folk? And your time starts now.
Okay, well, definitely Rhaenyra. Why? When you think about medieval times, why did they start bending their knee to a king? It was for one word, protection. So you have a big, strong man who's good at killing people. He was like, "Hey, I'm big and strong. I'll protect you, but you got to do stuff for me that I can't do for myself. You got to cook for me and mend my clothes." And people are like, "All right, cool. If you protect us, we'll do the stuff for you." And then it gets to a point where he's like, "Well, I need money from you. I need taxes so I can build this great wall, and then no one will mess with us." And they're like, "Okay, sure. We'll build the wall. We'll build the castle. We'll give you money for you to wear rich clothes and for you to build gardens and to travel and do all this stuff." And we do it. Why? Because of protection. So Rhaenyra and her dragons offer protection that one man who can kill people the best cannot offer. She has a dragon, the same dragon that was able, when Kragus Crabfeeder came knocking, Daemon was able to swoop in on his dragon and put an end to that shit. That's the type of protection Rhaenyra offers the small folks. So who makes life better
Time's
for
up.
the small folk? It's the person that can protect them the best. And who can protect them
Time's
the best?
up.
The person that has the
Time's
dragon.
Time's up. Mute.
Yeah, I'm not aggressive enough as a maester. I should do that. Okay, Westeros and Chill, would you like to start your turn?
I would.
You
Thank
ready? Okay. All right, your time starts now.
So Who makes life better for the small folk? Well, you have to look at the small folk and how they reacted to Rhaenyra being in power. She was the realm's delight until she actually took over, and then everybody was totally frightened all the time. So frightened that they stormed the dragon pit and killed all the dragons. You know, that doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence in the ruler, you know, but also we also have to keep in mind that even the small folk also didn't really agree with this women inheriting thing. You know, we talk about how, technically it is fair that Rhaenyra was named heir and everything, but that's not what the people wanted. That's not a great way to rule, by forcing people to just believe what you believe. Forcing them is not the way to go, and clearly the common people didn't want it either. They called her Maegor with teats, so I don't know how she made their lives a whole lot better. Plus, this whole thing started a huge war that caused the deaths of the common people like no other.
Do you have a rebuttal?
I require no rebuttal.
Yeah, I gotta say though, one thing, you gotta stop blaming Rhaenyra for the war, because she did not want a war. It was Alicent.
But that's not proven yet. We don't really, according to the show, we don't know what happened. And also, I have to argue for
according to all the gods, all the laws of gods and men, the king decreed that she is his heir, and Alicent went against it, and that's the war. That started the war. So that has nothing to do with the answer, but I'm just saying.
Right, it has nothing to do with the question you asked, which is what I was trying to argue objectively without me being, look, I am team black, you guys.
I know.
Get it? I'm team black. This is like, I'm trying to argue a point. This is really hard.
I'm not trying to like come at you, but yeah,
I mean, what?
This is really hard for me because, like, I do believe that the dragons were an important component on keeping the peace, especially during the, like, from the time of Aegon to the time of Jaehaerys. However, I do know that Rhaenyra and like the Civil War did cause the small folk a lot of grief. So, like, I am really torn on how to give that point to, because, like, if you ask the small folk, they would say, oh, my mom wants me to shut up because there's azan. Do you guys know what azan is? It's like the prayer call for Muslims. So I have to shut up for a second. Sorry.
Okay, but we can still talk.
That's okay. I respect that.
Are we on loud? There's like a rainstorm outside of my window. But you guys in the chat talking about the pugs? What type of people are you?
So, by the way, I'm going to take this opportunity real quick to point out that I'm going to be releasing a video later tonight. I wanted to have it out in time for the stream. I'm dealing with a lot of shit. I had to call the Apple store and everything. But I'm going to be releasing a video, and I actually talked about the pugs and how that is totally like mad points for Ryan Condal knowing his history, because pugs are actually one of the oldest dog breeds on Earth, originating in China around 400 BC. And rich ladies famously in Europe had them. They were very exotic, expensive, and they would import them over from China. That was like one of the choice dogs of royalty, along with like King Charles Cavalier, which actually I think they didn't come all around until a lot later. But all those little froofy dogs. So I saw that and I immediately was like, oh, props to a real like history buff. So
I love that.
It in my video.
I think also someone in the chat earlier insinuated, like, did they bring the pugs from ET? I don't know who said it, but somebody said it earlier.
If it's George R.R. Martin and its historical equivalents, then yes, that would be correct.
Sarah's saying it in the chat.
I saw somebody say too, like, imagine Lord Corlys just importing a ton of pugs over from his voyages for the rich ladies. Love it.
No wonder he's so rich.
So
yeah, he's breeding dogs.
So the point.
So who had the better argument? So who is better for the small folk?
If you am I asking the small folk or am I telling the small folk? That's my question.
You are the reader with 2022 knowledge, so you can see everything. And
okay,
you
in
are
long
assessing
term,
who makes life better for the small folk.
I mean, yeah, I don't think the dragons are out. Like, if it wasn't for the Civil War, I don't think the dragons would be out here attacking anybody or, causing the death of anybody. So I
But
gotta
they
say,
are liability.
yeah, but we've had like years of peace under Jaehaerys, and he's got dragons. So I can't really say the dragons cause small folk that much distress. I think they're just happy to be left alone by the other lords, and I think that
Okay,
they
but
are
they
an
weren't
important.
happy because they called Rhaenyra Maegor with teats. And that was
Prob-
before the dragon started
Who
eating
gets the
people.
point?
Ugh,
Did you guys
ugh.
hear that thunder?
I really want to give it to Rhaenyra, but I have to give it to Alicent, I think.
Trash.
Because, I mean, the small folk named her Maegor with teats, and they were not a fan of Maegor, so I can't really say the small folks would be happy with me
You
speaking
guys see
on
what
their
they're doing to me,
behalf.
audience?
The people have
Trash.
spoken. The people have spoken. Alrighty.
Anyways,
Thank
last
you, Lady Thistle.
question.
Oh, right. I can't believe we're almost at an end.
How is Claire doing God's work?
Thanks for keeping us on task, Nettles. I'm drinking stronger drinks than you. I'm like at this point, woo!
I do what I can.
Stay
for the
on target,
people.
baby.
I do what I can for the people.
Honestly, I have to say though,
I do
I
Pug's
have
work.
I have a lot of fun with these debates, and I think these debates have reignited my love for A Song of Ice and Fire a little bit more. Because for a while, like after I don't know, I had stopped reading it for a second because I was like, is the book ever coming out again? I don't know.
Have faith.
Okay. I'm trying. I'm giving him 5 more ears in my brain. He's
5?
allowed to
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
God.
drunken than y'all.
because I'm giving him so much grace period. I don't want to be disappointed. I can't handle heartbreak.
I'm just reading Claire's comments for people.
I love the name. Okay, last question. Based on episodes 1, 2, and 3 and no help from the books, who is better suited to be queen? And
Wait, who's first?
who's
I think
whose
is
turn
Nettles
is it?
first.
I think
this
is it
time?
Nettles?
Okay.
It's 16 actually, so it's yours I think cuz Nettles went first and then you went. So if we're going, I think it's your turn first, right?
Okay.
Okay. And your time starts now.
So, in order to answer this question, we have to look at what is a queen really? Is a queen a king? Is a queen there to make a bunch of waves, change everything about the society, and start a bunch of wars?
Ask
Not
Alicent.
really. No, she's there to be faithful to the king. She's there to provide him heirs, and she's there to comfort the people in a motherly way. As we've already determined from this same debate, Alicent was a better mother. She prays at the altar of the mother, just like, all the common people and all the lords, like 90% of them who didn't come from old Valyria, somewhere else other than Westeros. And she did her duty. She did her job. She played her role in the society, the role that the people wanted her to play, even though it may not have been the most ideal situation for her. She stuck it out. She was a solid presence. She reassured everybody, and she was a good mother to the realm. That's what I would consider to be a good queen, not by any other definition.
Sorry, I got so lost in your answer. I
Lies,
forgot to look at the
all
timer.
lies.
That's so nice.
I love the passion.
Sea smoke does look really good while you were talking. So pretty.
Thank you. Go Sea Smoke.
Mm.
Savior of this
No
week's
pugs for
episode.
snakes, though. I mean, not no pugs. No points. No points just for having a cute snake.
Unless I'm not gonna decide that. I don't wanna get yelled at by the mob. Nettles, it's your turn and your time starts now.
So in episode 1, we get a feel for Rhaenyra's personality because we see how she has a perceptive mind that allows her to get along with different types of personality types. She has like a playful grandfather relationship with the Kingsguard. She has a relationship with Daemon where he kind of respects her, and Daemon is a badass. We already know this, and so he's able to respect her. So she has a relationship with her mom, with her dad, and then with Alicent, and we see how she is just so flexible. She also has the courage to speak out for things that she believes in. In episode 2, we see her as her no nonsense strength as a leader when she faces off with Daemon. And then in episode 3, we see her soft side, and see how it's easy for Kristen Cole to fall in love with her. But then we also see her being tough like Arya when she's gutting that hog. So all of those components makes her a better, well-rounded queen that can serve every different type of person in the
Time's
realm
up.
better than Alicent.
Okay. Alicent, I mean, Westeros and Chill, do you have a rebuttal?
You called me Allison.
I'm sorry. I'm just
You're
because
wearing
like
her
when
color.
I'm
I'm
Team Glass.
You're wearing her color.
I'm
but
a Targaryen.
it's
Okay.
because like on the scoring thing, I wrote Rhaenyra versus Alicent, so
I
that's what I was going
know.
by.
So I do have a rebuttal.
Okay, and your time starts now.
So you mentioned what Daemon and everybody. You said she has a good relationship with Daemon. She faces off with Daemon, but most of the realm is not like Daemon. That's one family member that she has rapport with. The other family member, her father, she doesn't have rapport with. And then when Alicent becomes queen, she throws that away right out the window, even though Alicent makes her best effort to try and reconciliate that difference, like Jaehaerys, the reconciliator himself, or conciliator, not reconciliator. Anyway, I would go ahead and say that Alicent would make the better queen because she's just simply cut and dry, not as temperamental, not as easily to anger, and a solid, reliable presence for the realm.
Cool. Okay. Just based on the first 3 episodes, so I can't bring up the fact that she straight up violated her husband's dead body, right?
No.
Yeah.
Based on our arguments about the first 3 episodes, Maester.
Right. Sorry. I can't get over it. I can't get over that. That was
Well,
so
I
fucked up.
can't bring that up. How am I supposed to argue my way out of that?
I know, right?
Like
Once
an
that
unarguable
episode
thing.
is
It's awful.
released, imagine being an Alicent apologist and then seeing that episode and you're just like, okay, I don't know. She's gone too far, I think.
I mean, no, she hasn't. Not at all.
Okay,
Crazy people.
okay, yeah, I just have to say, I can't tell if this is just like my biases coming in the way, but I really want to give that point to Rhaenyra because I feel like
My
she has,
arguments were sound.
because like, okay, if I'm being real, let me explain why I want to give that point to Rhaenyra so I don't get fucking bitched at. It's because based on what we've seen in the first 3 episodes, Alicent is a follower. She follows her father's wishes, the wishes of whatever the patriarchy is asking, and the wishes of like whoever else. Rhaenyra is able to be diplomatic and have like a mind of her own. And when she realizes that some of these men aren't making choices that make sense, she's like, okay, I'm going to step in. I can handle Daemon without bloodshed. I get that you don't want me to go there, but I got this. And you know what? I got to give that point to Rhaenyra.
I love it.
While I agree with you, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you can't hold against Alicent the whole like corpse thing, and then also say this other thing about Rhaenyra in the woods with the boar that nobody saw. Like
I didn't say that boar thing.
oh wait, yeah, that was you. There was something else. I'm getting
said the
tipsy
board.
at this point. Woo! Let me just go ahead.
Yeah, and also I'm trying not to hold the corpse thing against her because it hasn't like it's the
It
first 3
hasn't
episodes. It
happened.
hasn't happened. So
We don't know. Maybe it wasn't her idea.
I mean, I would definitely say it was Otto's idea, but I gotta say, being a queen, she is a pawn. It seems like so far, and if you're a queen, you have to have a mind of your own, and it doesn't seem like she does. She's kind of just, her dad comes to
Okay.
her and he's like, "Hey, why isn't your husband naming my grandson heir? Make him do it now."
Yeah, that was my point. Okay, thank you for reminding me. So you can't hold it against her that she made the decision with the Viserys' corpse, but then say that she doesn't have a mind of her own.
I'm not
That
using
doesn't
that
make sense.
point. I'm not using that point.
So
Because I told you it hasn't happened in the first 3 episodes yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Maester,
fair enough.
I'll accept my point. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'll give you time to tally up the points. But while you're
Oh,
doing that, I wanted to read something off real quick, kind of like in closing before we
mm-hmm.
sign out and say who the winner is.
Okay.
So when I was like doing research for this, I was like, I looked up what does it take to be a woman because like I I forgot, I didn't know, so I had to Google it. What does it take to be a woman? And I'll tell you, I had to field through dozens and dozens of articles about Caitlyn Jenner. Um,
Ugh.
but I did
Nothing
find one.
against trans people, just that Caitlyn Jenner sucks. Only on an
That's
individual
what
basis.
that's the first thing that pops up if you want to figure out the qualities of being a good woman or what makes a woman. But I did find one that I thought was okay. So they had 9 qualities, so I just want to read them off. So
Okay.
one is she's her own best friend. 2, she celebrates another woman's triumphs. 3, she loves people for who they are now. 4, she doesn't let them settle with mediocrity. 5, she never stops learning. 6, she forgives herself. 7, she says thank you. 8, she watches out for the lonely.
Aw.
9, she keeps things in perspective. So I
I
thought
gotta
those were kind
say,
of
that
okay.
sounds kind of like Rhaenyra minus the celebrating other women's things. But to be fair, I would not celebrate my best friend's wedding if she were marrying my dad either. So that's fair for not celebrating another woman's win, I
So
guess.
to that, I will say I have a closing statement to give that I didn't read from online. And that would be that a woman doesn't have to fucking be anything. Okay. A woman
Mm-hmm.
is just a woman. She's a person. To quote George R. Martin, he was asked, how do you write women so convincingly? What's your secret? Right? Because he really does.
He
I
really
mean,
does.
I read things and
And
it's
little
like, oh my
girls.
God, that just perfectly sums up my experience as a woman. And I wonder the same thing. And so I read that somebody asked him that once and he said, well, I've always just considered women to be people.
Yeah, I love that
And I think that
answer.
that says more than any list online can.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Leave me
women don't have to
alone.
be
I
anybody. Women
Google
can be
things.
assholes too. That's one thing. Hey,
Yeah,
here's
being
more
a
to Alicent, right?
yeah,
Women can be
being a
assholes too.
I don't know if y'all. I think. I mean, you guys had to have seen New Girl, right? Like, it's a pretty good show. I don't know if you haven't.
I have not.
Stop wasting your time. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. But in that show, Winnie the Bish once says, "Being black means whatever I want it to mean, and I would like to apply that to being a woman means whatever the fuck I want it to mean. I am a woman in every get up, in every face I show, and yeah, that's I like that."
But yeah. Who won? It better be me because I lost last time, and if I lose twice in a row, I will burn this shit down with my dragon.
Yeah, that makes me feel really safe, Queen.
Right. She's the better queen, right?
Okay, but before I tell you guys who won, I want the chat to guess. I'm gonna give you guys like a minute. I'm gonna time you guys, and after
I
that,
got
I'm
my
gonna
phone.
announce
I'm
it.
looking.
Okay, who do you guys think won?
I think you guys are supposed to put black hearts or green hearts.
Black
Oh
hearts or
yeah,
green
that was
hearts?
implied. Or you can just say their names. Say
Yeah,
my name.
whatever.
They're saying me. I'm every woman.
I love that dragon mask. I'm obsessed. I want to get one wherever you got it from, but I don't think I
Hey,
can afford it.
If I
Carl
tell you,
Carciar.
everyone will buy it, and then it'll be too
I love
expensive
the
when no
Jack
one will.
Nicholson
What
quote.
if like you just tell me though? Like just tell
I
me in
will.
the DMs.
I will.
Okay, 10 more seconds. Make your guesses. The
Thank
pug
you to
one.
Jennifer and the
That's so cute.
doctor for rooting for the underdog in this scenario.
Also,
So
I
if
love that there's someone who's like a fan of Matt Smith since when he was a doctor. Ooh, time's up. All right, I gotta announce who won. It's Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra won. Just, I mean, was it
He better
obvious?
win.
What is it obvious?
Honestly.
But I'll tell you guys who got how many points. Rhaenyra got 10 points and Alicent got 7. So, and I think you guys
So that
got
means
more
I put up a
points.
good fight, even though I didn't
Yeah.
even believe in it. I'm Team
Yeah.
Black.
I like to give you credit for that because it's really hard. Like I can't imagine arguing for Alicent. I would like in my argument, if I were in your place, I would just follow it up by, but I hate her.
That's
Thank
kind
you
of
guys.
what I did.
We gotta go, but thank you guys for being here. Please be my friend on Twitter. That's where you can engage with me the most. I do some other things, like I do trivia on Tuesdays, which I give out prizes, and I'm pretty mean, but people have fun. I also have book club with 10 on that
Mhm.
same Discord where we go chapter by chapter. We do like 3
Yeah.
chapters in a week, but we're going through the book. We're just about to start book 2. You already missed book 1.
Yeah,
And we
sorry.
discuss it. Yeah.
We're
I don't
doing the
know.
prologue this Friday, so if you guys want to read up the prologue and join us in the chat, that would be cool.
But I'm also gonna be doing more videos. I'm gonna do some like House of the Dragon stuff. Just my critiques, my crazy drunk critiques, telling the truth. You know, my misogynistic, racist, homophobic self. Um,
No, I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't buy that as you. That doesn't sound like you.
Not at all.
but stay tuned and give me the chance.
Also, we're going to do a video together. I'm still working on editing it. I have experienced technical difficulties in the past couple
It's another
weeks.
drunk
but
history.
I think that, what?
I said it's another drunk history.
Yeah,
But
it's
this
a drunk
time,
history. We're going to do a drunk history together about the faith of the 7 versus the Targaryens throughout their history. And I'm really
Ooh, I
excited
love
about that.
that
I've already
topic.
filmed it. I'm just working on editing it. So in the next 2 weeks, it should be out. And I'm also releasing a video tonight. If you guys want to check me out, I'm Westeros and Chill. That's my YouTube channel. I'm also on Twitter, Westeros and Chill. And
You
then
better check
I'm on
her out.
Facebook too at Westeros and Chill. I had an old page from way back in the day. It's just memes, really. So check it out if you want some dank memes.
yes. Thank you guys for being here. Y'all are awesome. So I
Can I
won,
pimp out
and
my Twitter as well? Just mostly because I would like to interact with more A Song of Ice and Fire fans on Twitter. Sometimes I tweet stuff and I'm like, I wish more people cared about this. I don't have a lot of I don't know. I don't tweet a lot. I mostly just tweet about stuff I'm fan of. Also, I would like to pimp out my personal side hustle again and just say if you guys want like fan art, I can do that. I'm an artist apparently. So, yeah. My art page
Her
is
art
called
is good. I love
Renaissance
it.
Tea.
I'm Girl Nettles on everything. So if you need to find me on Twitter, and if you want to be on this show, also get at me. Let's make it happen. Let's make this a thing.
Yeet.
Yeah, I don't want to argue for the other side again.
Maybe we
I
can
will.
have
Last
like
time, I had to do
I
it
love
this
devil's
time, and I
advocate.
don't like it. I'd rather just be on the same Team Black and just annihilate all of you.
Draw me
maybe
like
we
your
can
pug
have
girls.
a different kind of not debate but like a different kind of live stream where we hang out and just talk about stuff or something.
That sounds really fun.
Or let's play a game like a trivia or something. I don't know.
Yes. I was killing at trivia and I had to
That's
go.
enough, Peanut Gallery. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks
I
for having us,
won.
Nettles.
Thank you for giving me as many points as you did.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.